What is up, guys? The Purdue Boilermakers are one game removed for playing a Final Four in Indianapolis. What an opportunity for the Boilers to shock the world. Arizona is ranked number one. They are 35-2. That's crazy. As the Purdue Boilermakers are coming into this game 30-8. A tough matchup ahead, but an opportunity for the Boilers to make a statement, win, and to prove the haters and the doubters wrong. Just an opportunity for these boys to keep fighting and get to Indy. Obviously, they knew that coming into the season. That's where the Final Four was going to be played. That had been talked about, and you know I know that's going to fuel part of this game, that everybody wants to get there, and that we would have an advantage in that state. So let's dive right into it. I do have 3 papers worth of things to talk about. Some of it's just jostled down stuff, and other it's strategic stuff. So jump right into it. I already said Purdue has fire to get to Indy. That would be such an amazing opportunity for the Boilermakers, just to be able to play in the home state. It'd be a neutral court, but it would not be a neutral court. But we have to get through this game first, and Braden was asked about that in an interview, and how much, I think he said I live like 30 minutes from there. So they want it. They want it bad, and to get there, we've got to get through the Wildcats. And coming into this game, we are the underdog, which should add more fuel to the fire. When we played Michigan the second time, when we played them in the Big Ten tournament, we came into that game as underdogs, right? We're the 7th seed. We already watched a game where we lost at home by 11 to them, and Michigan had been firing on all cylinders. People just expected, same outcome as last time. But when that game started, Purdue won the intensity right off the tip, and they came out playing harder. They came out with something to prove. They came out knowing that people don't believe in us. Watch me, right? And that's what they've got to have in this game. Somebody texted me the other day, and I asked, who do we want to win, Arkansas and Arizona? And she said, I want Arizona to win because I think we play better when we're the underdogs. And coming into this season, we were supposed to be this number 1 team. We're supposed to be, go all the way, and that pressure has played into the way that they've played in this season. Now, the Big Ten tournament to now, I think, has been such a different jump, and people have already wrote us off. ESPN analysis and the guys on CBS and all these coverages of the game have said that this matchup, Purdue's losing. Like, our percentages aren't good, whatever. That they don't expect us to come away with the win. This team is not going to give up. Okay, if they don't come away with a win, it's because they're going to make Arizona take it from them. It's not going to be, here you go. This team has been a completely different team this tournament. And our first and second game, those are of the tournament. Those are our best 3-point shooting games of the season. And then we followed up with Texas with our worst shooting game of the season. Now, the stakes are higher, right? It's win or go home. It's been win or go home these last 3 games, but this is this is the highest of the high that we have played so far. They're the underdogs, and that's something that they can use for it. If you listen to any of the inside media of their interviews in the locker rooms, their press conferences, they're not ready to be done, and they've been playing like they're not ready to be done. I'm so excited for this matchup, and I'm ready for the Boilermakers to shock the world. So, just an amazing opportunity for the Boilers. Um, like I said, this is a underdog story or underdog game, and it's very similar to, like I already stated, the Michigan game in the Big Ten tournament, but the Houston game last year in the Sweet 16. Houston beats us. They go all the way. They win by 2 points. A last second beautiful draw up play, controversial push off, but excuse me, but nobody had us in that game supposed to win. We weren't even supposed to hang with them. And what do we get? We got a Braden Smith masterclass, 15 assists to 2 turnovers, and a game where he completely controlled the game against the number one, or if it wasn't number one, number two defense in Houston that had been a nightmare for teams all season, and controls the game completely. We look at Arizona, they are number 3 in defense and are ranked 3rd on defense nationally. What an opportunity for Braid. Now this looks a little bit different because of the way Arizona plays, but an opportunity where we're the underdogs and where Braden needs to control this game and just these seniors in general go out and carve out and finish their legacy. So, our seniors aren't ready to be done. I know I already hit that, so let me check that off. But we have been led by them this whole time, this whole tournament. TKR, Lawyer have been phenomenal. Braden has found ways to contribute in his lack of shooting numbers right now. And again, coming into this game, I don't expect that to happen again. 2 out of the 3 games that we've played, he has been off shooting wise. This game means so much. He knows what's on the line. And frankly, Braden Smith is him, and he's going to get the job done. So I'm just looking for a dominant game from Braden, where this is a game where, I'll dive into it on how they defend. So the way that he's able to pick apart the defense might look a little bit different, but a game offensively where him and TKR are going to just have control this game all the way. And, yeah. Okay. Let's get some more structure into this. Arizona. Offensively, similar to Purdue, they are a heavy pick and roll team. They want to get out and run on the glass. Fast breaks. They want to get out and run. They are a very good rebounding team. They get offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, both at a high percentage. They when they get that rebound, they're looking to push it in transition. They're top 4, I think, in tempo. I did have that written down. Sorry. Arizona's top 50th in tempo. They like to get and go, so we have to limit their fast breaks and make them play our slowed down pace of basketball. We are very low in the tempo we play. We're not a fast break team. Obviously, last game we had 4 fast break points. That's not something that we're commonly using in our games. We are not pushing the ball ahead. So what we can use to our advantage, what we used against Texas. Texas was a higher tempo team. They like to get and go some. And when we got stops, instead of pushing and going, we played to our pace. We slowed the ball down, got into offense, take time off the shot clock. Our shots come deeper in the shot clock, so we slow the game. We give them less possessions. If we limit their ability to rebound the ball, and it's going to be difficult. They have a lot of good rebounders. Defensively for them, we have got to have box out on every single possession. We do not have to win this rebounding battle, but we definitely have to hang around. And, this was I believe it was Miami where we lost the rebounding battle by 6 or something like that. We were able to hang around, right? Not going to be something we can do if we're not within 4. right? We have got to put bodies on absolutely everybody. There's a few times in Texas where they got these crash the board putbacks. That can't be an opportunity for them. They already take advantage of when they get defensive rebounds, get and go, and they're very good at scoring in the fast break. So we have to limit their second chance possessions, offensively and defensively. Bodies have to be on everybody. There cannot be ball watching or watching where the shot goes and everything. You have got to get your body on somebody and then react to where the ball goes, because if we just let them rebound the ball, if we let them, control that's going to take us out of the game. And I don't expect it to be a game where either team is blowing out the other. It's going to be a hard fought game, come down to the wire, similar to the way Texas did. But it's going to rely on these smaller aspects of the game, these small details that Purdue's going to have to do to get that advantage and to be able to put this team away. I just talked about the rebounding. Arizona is the fourth best offensive rebounding team. Their best rebounder comes off the bench. But they are very good. Let me get Ken Palm pulled up. They are very good at rebounding the ball. Their offensive rating is, I already talked about that. Their offensive rating is fourth. Defensive rating is third. Arguably a better defensive rebound or a defensive team than they are offense. Part of the reason that they're so good in offense is because they're so good on defense. They get the rebounds, they get and go, and they score. But like I said, Clough is probably, TKR and Braden and Fletch. They've got to show up. They got to be guys. Opportunities for TKR and Braden to score are going to be high. They've got to take advantage of that. But Clough is going to be that difference maker. He has got to be a force on the glass. He's got to get guys. If he's not getting the rebound, he's got to make sure that Arizona's big can't. And what I mean by that, he has got to put a body on somebody and drive them out of the paint. And he's also got to be careful because Arizona does a great job, just like Texas, of getting to the line because Arizona plays so downhill and looking to attack the basket that they draw a lot of fouls. TKR, Clough have got to be sound on the defensive end, not fouling and just being walled up and contesting the shot. And as soon as the shot goes up, you got to get them out of there. And guards have to crash for us and put bodies on their wings and be able to stop them from getting rebounds. Rebounding, I've said it multiple times already, but it's a big key to winning this game. And again, it's not something that we have got to win the rebounding battle. We just have to compete in it, and we cannot make it a cakewalk for them to just walk into the lane and get rebounds. There's multiple times against Texas and Miami where they just got rebounds because we were just ball watching, and the ball's coming off the rim, and nobody's attacking it, and they also don't have their body on somebody. Arizona, part of their offense, hold on, I'll get to that in a second. Okay, so like something that happened in the Texas game, we had a lot of fouls, right? Stupid fouls, I should say. The hook and holds, those kind of fouls, we cannot afford for Clough and TKR to get. And I already talked about fouls a little bit, but we can't let Jacobson get into this game. This also has to be a game where Clough is able to play, 35 minutes. He has got to stay out of foul trouble. Obviously, he's going to get those breaks, so he's got to stay out of foul trouble and be a presence on defense and offense of rebounding and getting their guys out of the way for, some of our guards to come in and rebound. CJ had a great rebounding game against Texas. Get those guys out of the way. CJ come in clear in the board. Braden also does a good job of crashing to get rebounds. But we cannot play dumb and play into mind games of trying to get positioning and hooking and trying to get a foul call. that almost turned against us against Texas, and we can't afford that to happen because if Clough comes out of this game because he's in foul trouble or TKR in foul trouble, this game is a completely different game. We're a completely different team, and that hurts our chances. So a lot of this game relies on TKR and Clough's ability to stay out of foul trouble. And that's easier said than done. They're a good team that gets to the line, but just a game where we have got to play smart. I said that. We've got to limit their fast breaks and make them play our slowed down pace that I've already talked about. But Braden does such a good job of getting it and controlling the tempo. But what I mean by that is, we play a lot of that short roll. We play a lot of some inside out post presence of when TKR gets it. If he's not scoring, if they double, he does a great job of kicking it out. But limiting their time with the basketball. So the rebounding plays a big part. But our tempo, slowing down the game takes time off the clock. So the less time that they have time that they can go out and run is less time than they're able to score and put it away on us. So slowing down their ability to have the basketball in their hands. They're much better in the fast break than they are in the half court. They're still a good half court team, but they like to get out and run, and that's where a lot of their points are generated. So limiting that opportunity completely changes this game for us, or helps us have a good chance. With that, I already said about the fouling, but staying poised, right? They're earlier on in Trey's career and some earlier in this season even, and this is actually this whole team in general. Braden, probably less Fletch, Braden, TKR, especially, body language and the way we react to officiating, right? I'm going to be at home screaming at the officials regardless. You can't be doing that on the court because obviously they got to be fair, but why was that going to make them want to give you a call even more if you're screaming at them? But we have got to stay poised in a sense of not letting them affect us. When they make a bad call, when they call a nitpicky foul, you've got to stay poised. Next play, head down, run them over, get to the basket, get a stop, whatever it is. Got to stay poised. Got to play our style of basketball and make them play to our level and not, get sped up because of officiating or allowing them to rattle us. Getting into their heavy pick and roll, that they, a lot of their offense is running and getting downhill. Their half-court offense is, a lot of driving, getting into the lane, getting 2 feet in the paint, and they will have post-ups with, I'll get to their team, but they'll have post-ups with Pete and Mateus, I think is how you say his name, Mateus Krivas. They love to score in the paint, okay? They had 109 points against Arkansas in the Sweet 16 matchup. Attempted 8 threes. This is not a team that is wanting to shoot threes. Now, they have capable shooters. They have guys that can make shots. 39% from Braden Burries, 40% from Jaden Bradley, 45% from Awaka. They've got guys that can shoot the ball, but that's not what they're looking to do. They're looking to get 2 feet in the paint. They're looking to play inside out, looking to get those dribble pull-ups. And so if I would defensively for Purdue, if I had to take a guess, Purdue does a lot of that high hedge ball screen, high hedge on ball screens, where Clough will come out and stab at it, or they kind of trap it a little bit and then fall back. Now, I think this is a game where you mix drop coverage and you mix high hedging. I don't love our high hedging because I think Clough gets out too far, and TKR both, and Jacobson when he's in. I don't love it because we get far out and then we have to recover. They're a good team of, scoring inside. So and they're not looking to shoot threes. Like I said, they attempted 8. I think I have the number. Maybe I didn't. I thought I had the percentage of their 3-point attempts, but I guess not. They are not heavy on the three like some of these other teams that really give us a disadvantage, putting Clough out there and TKR out there. But it does give us an opportunity to play some drop coverage, which benefits Clough and TKR because it doesn't take them out of the rebounding battle. So CJ and Braden, these guys are gonna have to be defensively in their zone. But what did I say? Yeah, I would hope more drop than high hedge. Drop allows us, like I said, to get down and rebound, but I think it's more of a if they make, if they end up taking 23s and they hit 9-10 of them, if that's how Arizona shows up, you kind of have to tip their caps and say, well played. You counteracted with something that you don't normally play like. But I think, obviously you're not giving them wide open threes, but you are not allowing them to just keep getting downhill and keep getting whatever they want inside. Defensively, Clough and TKR have to show up and be the physical presence because they've got some guys. They've got big guys as a big team. They can be a problem. If we do high hedge, we've got to get back quick. So when they come out on top and above that 3-point line, they've got to get back to the roll man, and help side has to be able to recover to back to their guy, because if kick out threes end up becoming a problem, this could get ugly. But we've got to be there on rotations. Getting into their personnel, 6'3", Bradley, Jaden Bradley. He averages 13.3 points, 3.5 rebounds, 4.4 assists. He is their facilitator of the group, and he's also a good defender with 1.5 steals per game. They're not a team that turns it over a lot. 1.7 turnovers per game, shooting at 46% from the field, 80% from the line, 40% from 3. You're saying 40% from 3. He is somebody that only shoots at 1.8 attempts from behind the arc per game. He is usually their guy that controls the game. He can go off and score and be their focal point offensively, but a lot of times he is similar to Braden, in which he is just controlling where guys are at, and maybe that's less in the fact of having high assist games like 10 and stuff like that, but he is one that controls the game, the way he moves the ball, the way he can get downhill, be a facilitator, or score if he wants to. Just an overall great player, and a guy that we're going to have to watch out for sure. This team is very deep. They are a good, rounded team. So it's going to take an A game from Purdue to pull this off. Nonetheless, I have confidence in them. Then you got Braden Burry's arguably their best player. 4.4 attempts per game behind the 3. He's more of a scoring-focused player, a physical player. Him and Bradley are both more stockier built guards. They are still quick and twitchy a little bit, but they are those physical presence on the guards. He averages 16.2 points per game, 4.8 rebounds to 2.5 assists. Again, he also has 1.5 steals to 1.5 turnovers. Again, 80% from the line and 39.5 from 3. arguably probably their best shooter. Because of his attempts, he takes the most threes. He doesn't have the highest percentage compared to somebody else on this roster, but because of his attempts per game, you could give it to him that he's probably their best shooter. Still focusing on getting downhill. His 3-point attempts are when they're in the half court offense, but when they're getting rebounds, he is trying to get and go and attack downhill. He is more of a jump shooter when they're in the half court. Arguably their best player, going to be a lottery pick more than likely. So, this is overall, this team is so deep. It's going to be a difficult matchup, but again, one I think the Boilers can do. Where I wrote down his number. I forgot to write down his name. Okay. Ivan Karkinkov. No idea. 2.7 attempts behind the arc. Plays more off ball. He is a guard or a wing. 6'7" forward, 220-pound freshman. He, like I said, plays more off ball. He is looking to rim run. Arguably their best defender. This team is stout on defense all the way around, but he is long and lanky. I wouldn't be surprised to see him at Braden at some point in the game, but not necessarily a focal point on offense. But you say that, and he does average 10 points per game. But is somebody that can take over a game, and he has had high-scoring games. Let me look at some of his. No, that's okay. He can do a little bit of everything. He's not looking to shoot it as much. Like I said, 2.7 attempts. He's playing more off ball cuts. Not really a mid-range shooter. He's really looking to get downhill, attack the basket. I did see in the Arkansas game, he got sent to the line like 3 times in a row. So somebody that can attack. This team is so deep that, their offensive approach isn't the same all the time. Like, sometimes one guy's going off like Pete or Bradley, and then other times it's Burries and even, what I just said, Yvonne. Very capable of anybody, running the show, offensively, and in fact, of scoring. Down to probably their, most well-known player, 6'10", Koa Pete. He is a freshman. He's not a shooter, which he has, 31%. Shooting at 6 of 19 behind the arc. He's not looking to do that. That's not part of the game plan. Nonetheless, I think he's one of those players that, he's not trying to attempt it. Like I said, 0.6 attempts per game. If he steps out and shoots one and makes it, okay, then you adjust. But that is someone that we can play drop against and make him a shooter. He is a very athletic, strong, physical presence, 6'10", very strong player. He is trying to play more towards the basket. He has very good touch, and just an overall, he's a lob threat, great screener, just an overall one of their best players, if not their best player. And this game is going to be a lot of front court matchup. And they are big and they're strong, and it's going to come down to Clough and TKR holding their own and staying out of foul trouble. They do have a 7-footer. I'm going to butcher his name. Where's it at? What? Okay, well, they don't show him on the left side. They show him right here. Krivas is his last name. Matthias. I think Krivas alters lots of shots on the defensive end. He's a 7'2", center, great offensive rebounder. He averages, I don't know. Oh, there he is. Averages 8.1 rebounds per game. And just an overall threat offensively in that aspect, and defensively rebounding the ball. Just somebody that is always in the right position, and he's a big, strong fella, and he's fairly mobile. Sometimes in those bigs, we know Edie was very mobile big. He was able to move, not in the sense of like Victor Wembanyama, where he's like dribbling and all this stuff crazy, but his ability to move. Jacobson is a little slower, doesn't move as quick. He does move fairly well for 7'2". A lob threat nonetheless. He does a great job of, after screening, cutting to the basket, being in the right spot. I do think he does alter a lot of shots. He's got 1.9 blocks per game, but I think we've got the best down. We have the best score down low in TKR, and having, they play a lot of one-on-one instead of doubling the post. Now maybe that changes with TKR, but I think having Clough, who can also score down low efficiently, helps our chances. But I think this is a potential where you feed it into TKR and tell him to cook and attack it. Getting those guys into foul trouble can help. It's not going to save the day because they have a great rebounder off the bench, but getting those guys out of position and into foul trouble nonetheless can help this team. They have number 3 that comes off the bench, Anthony Delorso. I looked up a little into him. Apparently he's a player that can, sometimes he is very involved and goes off, and other times he's just out there at times. Nonetheless, he's a good shooter. He is, out of all of them, he is the guy that's looking to shoot over than drive. A lot of them are drive-oriented, but solid shooters. Outside of that, he is somebody that is much rather shoot it than drive. He's kind of their spark plug. Wow, I butchered that. Their spark plug player, going out there doing some of the dirty work, and kind of that glue guy for them. Then you got, oh crap, I'll pull up the numbers because I wrote just his number down again. Toby Awaka comes off the bench. Number 30 is a 6'8" power forward, 255 pounds senior. Great rebounder. Number 1 offensive rebounder in the country. Scores off, most of his scoring is coming off of his rebounding, not somebody that is a focal point for their offense, not trying to kick it down to him that often. They will occasionally, but he's not like not somebody they're looking to score. He's in there for intensity and rebounding. He can pick up some fouls because of how intense he plays. Take that to our advantage, get him out of the game. He comes off the bench, but he's a crazy good rebounder. He's also number 17th in the nation for defensive rebounding. He's out there to grab the ball. He just gets great positioning. His ability to jump, and he's athletic. Jump and get the ball. A lot of it is just positioning, going out there and being in the right spot. That can be a tough matchup for Clough and whoever ends up getting it, And, we could see Benter on him at some point if Clough's out. So, like I said, boxing out is such a big key to this game. And that will, the rebounding battle will determine how this game goes. Number 2, Dwayne Erstode, arguably their best shooter, 45% from 3. The only reason that I did say that Burries is probably their better shooter, even though he shoots at a lower clip, is because Dwayne's shot attempts are less. He's only shooting at 2 attempts per game. nonetheless, he is the one guy that you cannot leave open. He shoots less attempts per game, but he is going to knock it down if he gets that opportunity. Offensively, for Purdue, pick and roll if they stay in drop coverage. That's something, like I said, Braden, TKR, them alone have to give us a chance. TKR has played very well in this tournament. Him getting downhill, getting that short roll, and then that little floater that he likes to do, that push shot. Braden's got to take advantage of their drop coverage and make his mid-range pull-ups be a threat offensively, scoring and picking their apart, their defense with their passes. Dump downs to TKR and Clough are going to be big in that short roll. I think with that short roll, they do stay one-on-one, so you might see less of, we have seen at times TKR gets that pass and then a dump down to Clough. We might see less of that, but if they help, that's something we have to take advantage of as well. There is probably less driving kicks. Like I just said, they are playing one-on-one. They're helping off of their guys less. It takes away their driving kick threes. Most of our threes are more than likely going to come off of if we get an offensive rebound, or a lot of them coming off of offensive sets. We run some sets for Fletch. We run some for Braden. Or sorry, not Braden. CJ. Kind of that double staggered screen. Wow, guys. Nervous, okay? Off that double staggered screen where Fletch will get it up top or a little farther onto the wing. Nonetheless, 3-point opportunities should be there. If this comes down to a game, it's going to come down to the game where, we have to get some stops defensively, but ultimately our offense is what got us here. They have to be clicking. We have got to make shots. Guys off the bench when they come in, Jakari, Benter, have got to make shots. Omer. Just when an opportunity arises for an open three, one, you have to be confident and take it. And some of those have got to fall. If we shoot 20% again from behind the arc, we lose this game. We have to take opportunities on that attack. There is also a possibility that we approach just like Michigan, where we take it right through like Mara, Koa Pete, and however I said his name, Krivas, take it right to their chest and score through them. This very much can be that game, but a lot of this relies on TKR and Clough's ability to not foul, and Braden being him, and going and picking apart the defense and just showing those dominant performances that we have seen from him previously. I think he shows up big in this game, and it's going to make a difference for this team. I think that's all I've got for this matchup. This is going to be a tough fought game, but it's a game that I think the Boilers can come away with. We've got our seniority. They do have like 2 seniors on the team, 3 seniors that are in the rotation. The rest are freshmen, so they're a mix. Seniority comes into play. Our guys have been here before. Take advantage of that. This team is not ready to be done. They have a chance to go play in Indy in the Final Four. That's going to fuel them. Take advantage, make them slow down their pace, make them play our style of game, and just go out there and hoop, right? You're the underdogs. The pressure should be off, right? They expect you to lose. Arizona statistically is the better team. They have, thoughts that Arizona's just going to go out there and handle business. So you are not under the pressure of you have to win this game because you're expected to. Now they don't expect us to. Take that to your advantage, play as the underdog, take it right through their chest, and show who Purdue is. And I'm so excited for this game. I'd be lying if I said that I'm not nervous. But, again, I'm not going to bet against a Braden Smith, TKR, and Fletcher Lawyer-led team. I'm so excited to watch this game. I love this team. I bleed black and gold. And, so excited for these guys to prove everybody wrong, and finished it off with "Go Boilers."